Eating VC. Alright, gonna do this video for Randall Weaver. He's a good dude, so and this was a great idea. Show 5 albums that you've listened to over 100 times. This is gonna be a little different video from the perspective of, well, it's not gonna be vinyl. I'm really only gonna show CDs because CDs go in my car, and once the CD goes in and I really dig the record, it gets played a million times over. Right now, the new X Everything record is in the car. It's been in the car for like 4 months. Members of Kowloon Walled City, I keep jamming it. It just stays in the car. Eventually, I'll switch it out with something else. All these CDs have spent many months in the car. Hence, they've been listened to over 100 times easily. All great bands and probably stuff you haven't heard of, so I'll try to put together some links in the description here so you can check them out. The first band is one I actually just recommended to the Zonk Man because I was thinking about this group because they've got a bunch of vinyl on later albums that they're putting out in record stores that they had some stock from. But this is Keith D out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and his group Arctic Sleep. This is the album from 2010, Earth to Earth. And this is probably my favorite. This and Arbors, the album that came after, are my favorites from Keith. At this time, he had Mike Gussis also on guitar in the band. Keith's the vocalist and guitarist, and then Nick Smolkowski on drums. Brilliant heavy band, Arctic Sleep. The song Moss Weaver, I'll try to leave a link to that. It's just absolutely epic. This is exactly an hour long. Drip Feed Records out of 2010, only on CD. Not easily attained, but worth getting. Very good heavy guitar, beautiful songs. Great fucking band, Arctic Sleep. Next is a band near and dear to my heart that is no longer, that was out of Johnson City, Tennessee. This was on Missing Worlds Records. This is the first Ocoai full-length Breatherman that I filmed the release of this record for at the Hideaway in Johnson City, Tennessee. This got played a billion times. Instrumental heaviness a la Pelican, if you like Pelican, Russian Circles, if you like Kowloon, Walled City, anything in that heavy realm, this is for you, Koyi Breather Man. Not a bad track, just brilliant. Joe from this band is now serving in our Navy, so he is on high alert, I assume, so be thinking about him. Travis, the other guitarist in this band, has moved on and is playing the band Hell, and they're great, and I've filmed them many times as well. This is just absolutely brilliant CD from 2008. Travis Kamer, he also plays bass in Generation of Vipers, who's a damn badass band. Yeah, Koyi Breather Man. Next up, this is a CD from 2006. I have hundreds of CDs from Spain, mostly on the B-Core label. This label as well is out of Barcelona and puts out great stuff. This was a collaboration of some of the greatest artists on the B-Core label. Basically a super group did this one-off record, and this has been played a million times over here. Ghouls Ghosts. I believe it's just self-titled, yeah, on the Loud Music label out of Barcelona. Brilliant songwriting. Ramon Rodriguez from the new Ramon is in this group. Santi Garcia from No More Lies, his brother Victor Garcia, who's a great drummer in this group. God, who else was on this? Eric Fuentes, great singer guitarist in his own right, is on this. I think there's a female vocalist that appears at times. Um, you put together, you know, three or four of the greatest songwriters going in Spain all together, and you just get a completely brilliant rock record. Um, Not a bad song. Ghouls and Ghosts. If you can find this, Loud Music Limited from Barcelona, Spain, from '06. Next, this is a CD I found the first time I ever went into Great House of Guitars in Rochester. In the basement, I was so stoked about it, and it's one small reason I love this record. It's not the band's best record by any means, but for me, I absolutely freaking love it. Stanford Prison Experiment, Wrecreation. Great LA band. If you like Rage Against the Machine, in like a combination of them and Helmet, you would dig this. Very political in nature, the vocals, at times, especially on the album before this, the Gato Hunch. But this just has a lot of punch to it. Great fucking band. I never got to see them. My friend Joe got to see them in Charlotte. I was sick or something and couldn't make that Center City Fest. I would have loved to have seen them. They played with Everclear at that show. But this is one of my favorites. This is from, oh God, what year is this from? That's a good question. Let me see if I can tell you what year this is from. 98 on Island Records. They had gotten onto a major label. The next band is one I discovered through a DVD. Life is Pleasure, the Life and Times Japan tour from 2006. Great DVD of this group as they tour all of Japan. At the time they were out of Kansas City, Missouri. Life and Times, I've filmed them in Atlanta. And they're not really doing anything anymore. Alan Epley's kind of doing his solo thing. Maybe playing one other band, but I miss this band. But they had some great Japanese heavy bands play with them on this tour. One of them, and I tracked down a lot of the records basically because of Stiff Slack. Great shop in Nagoya, Japan. And they help out with bands when they go over to tour, the owner of that shop. And they're a big supporter of independent American bands, but they also have some really great Japanese bands over there. And the Undercurrent was one of them. And this got a million plays in the car. Ghost, not a bad song. You like, I don't know, Quicksand or bands like that, you'd probably dig this. Good melodic heaviness. The Undercurrent, Ghost. Out of Japan, Stiff Slack Records from 2006. I don't know if they had anything else. I think this is the only CD. And again, no vinyl on any of this stuff. And that's the 5. I've got one more bonus one. This only ever got a vinyl release in the UK at the time. Never a US vinyl release, only CD. Band out of San Diego. This got played a trillion times. Dig, and the reason this got played a ton is the album Radioactive. One of the worst album covers ever, but I played this a ton because my brother and I agreed on this record. We had different musical tastes, but this got played when I was home from college when we're in the car together because we both really dug Dig. Their other albums after this weren't very good. The first opening tracks in this, Let Me Know and I'll Stay High, are great rock tracks. And yeah, they got airplay on the radio at the time, those two songs. They're earworm songs for sure. Yeah, and again, my brother and I love this band. I looked for the Runt EP for probably 15 years or so. Finally found it in the early days of maybe the early days of Discogs or eBay, something like that. I can't remember. It took me forever to find it because there was really no way to buy a bunch of music on the internet at the time. In what, 90 92 or 93 when this came out. You had to really go to record stores to get records. But yeah, wanted to do this one for Mr. Weaver and stay, I guess, not in retirement, but whatever. Peace.